I have 400 watts of solar panels out here, but I have one big problem. They keep shutting off and I don't know why. So today we are setting up a Victron charge controller to get more insight on what we're doing, as well as a Raspberry Pi that's going to report back every second to my server every single piece of data I will ever need from this setup. Let's go do it.
So the first thing I had to do was gut the old box and clean it out. I'm going to keep the same box, but there was water leaking in, so the seal had to be redone. So I kind of put some caulk around it, and I also doubled my battery capacity in this process. I went from a single 100 amp hour battery to two 100 amp hour batteries wired in series for 24 volts. I have one leg of solar panels connected, which should be fine, but the switch is unfortunately not booting. So the 56 volt PoE adapter I had to convert 56 volts into actual active PoE was not working, I don't think. But after replacing it, the same problem occurred. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I closed up the box and we'll figure that out later on.
Unfortunately, there's no way of knowing if this is actually working or not right now, just because there's just a single light here. There's no like link light.
Next up was wiring up the Raspberry Pi, which is going to be a big improvement from the previous iteration, or I guess last year's version of this solar box. This year, we're going to be setting up a Victron charge controller, like I said earlier, but we're going to be using this Raspberry Pi to monitor the power being inputted from the solar panels. That way we can kind of calculate how much runtime we might have, or if we're behind quota on how much power we're generating from the solar panels. The actual Pi itself is going to run a Python script that I'm going to write that's basically going to report the data through like a post request or something to my endpoint, and that should give us enough data that we need to monitor this all inside of Grafana. So there's a lot of detail I can go to in the actual script I wrote on the data processing side, how all that works, but I just want to give you a brief summary right now of how the Pi is actually set up to harvest the data from the Victron and how I'm reporting this data into a manner where I can then view the data and visualize it. So first of all, we have our Victron charge controller, and this is just the battery charge controller that is connected to the batteries and to the solar panels, and then the Victron then connects to the Raspberry Pi, and this is through a USB cable pretty much, and then that's essentially creating a serial bus on the Pi that from there we can write a Python script that will then take our data into Node-RED, which is a remote endpoint I have hosted, and Node-RED basically just connects a endpoint into the database. And in this case, our database is a SQL database. And then from there, if we wanted to kind of view the data or visualize it, we have a tool called Grafana. And Grafana is, again, a self-hosted software, but it gives you pretty graphs like the one I'll show you on the screen, and that's how we can visualize the data. So there's a lot of hops here in this connection, but essentially at this point, all that we have actually physically outside is anything up to the Python script on the Raspberry Pi. Everything from there is just network or Node-RED, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff is kind of outside of the control of the Pi. All the Pi is doing is taking data from the Victron and it's sending it out to a remote endpoint where I do further processing. There is some logic in the Python script that if there's no internet connection out there, or if the Victron is not connected, it will log that as well, or log it on the Pi to save for later until there is a internet connection that it can use.
We are only absorbing about 20 watts into the batteries right now, but that is because of the load that we have. Everything is taking about 20 something watts. So right now it's basically maintaining the batteries as they are fully charged up right now, which is great news.
2 weeks later.
I just metered the batteries. We're at 27.4 volts, which is fine. I unplugged the load for about a week. That way the batteries can fully recharge. So today I'm going to be plugging back in the load, but I'm also going to be wiring up the Raspberry Pi to do a little bit more than it's doing now. Currently, the Pi is just running and it's doing its job, but in the event that the power goes out and the voltage turns off and the load turns off, the Pi just shuts down immediately. So we'll first of all be putting the Pi on a little UPS unit. That was way more expensive than it should have been, but we'll be putting the Pi on its little own battery, so it'll store the data from the most recent point where it got the data from the controller until the load turns back on and until it can connect to my server again to upload the data. So that's what we'll do for that. And we are implementing a low voltage shut off. So if the voltage dips below 22.1 or something volts, we'll have it shut off just to protect the batteries. So it is possible that the setup will go offline from time to time, but the goal is that it will stay on for as long as it can. So this is what we're looking at right now. It is really odd to me. There is quite a bit of humidity or sweat on the batteries, which they shouldn't be that cold, so I'm not sure why they're sweating that much. After consultation with my favorite AI assistant, we are going to be doing what we call chemical warfare against the ants and bugs. We'll be putting a lot of materials that will remove the animals. I think that's the best way I can say that on YouTube. So the low voltage shutoff is now implemented. You'll see we have our load
on the right side and the battery on the left side. So if the voltage dips down to a certain voltage, it'll shut off, but when it comes back to a certain voltage, it will turn on. So you'll see there's dip switches on the side of here. So I've set the dip switches so that on certain loads or whatever, you can look at the settings and you can pause the video, but it'll turn off if it reaches, like, we'll say 22.8 volts, it'll turn back on once it hits 24 volts or something. So I just wanted to make sure we're protecting the batteries, because these are lead acid batteries. And if you do run these things to zero a lot, then that is very bad for them. So obviously leaving them out all year is also terrible for them, but I really don't care. So I'm doing my $15 part to protect the batteries, I guess. The Pi is on, but unfortunately what I have not done yet is add the UPS hat to the Pi. I still need to get that done. All right, so I've got the UPS hat for the Pi, and I have the Pi sitting here and it's unplugged. It did come with some screws, so I'm assuming it's just gonna be as easy as doing this. These are really hard to see though. This screw is not going in. It's almost like I'm threading it wrong, which is a little scary. All right, so we have the UPS hat on the Pi. We have 2 batteries in it, and we have the hat on there. I decided to put these 2 standoffs on the opposite sides of the terminals. That way we can get it as evenly as possible. You'll see it's still kind of angled, but I think it's better than putting them on that side because we can push the pins all the way down on this side. So I am gonna flip this on, and it does look like the Pi is booting, which is a great sign. I mean, I don't know what I'm expecting, but the Pi is getting charged from the solar panels, and the UPS will take over in the event that the Pi loses power. So you'll see the lights are on, and we'll do a demonstration here where I unplug the Pi and the light does stay on during that time. So I did put this box in place, that way the Pi can't touch the metal contacts on the outside, so there's no weird power issues.
And since I don't want to leave you guys hanging, this is the Grafana graph. So you'll see it is a interactive graph. You can basically, I mean, you can even zoom in and view certain times. You'll see I can view the voltage here. We have the battery charge. Behind my face right here is the current input watts, which is 0. We have 100 watt hours, which is basically a accumulation of what was generated during this period, as well as our current live voltage right now at the moment. So Grafana is really cool. We can go, obviously this is not right now. This is a random time from a little bit ago. The setup is offline right now. So that is basically what the Grafana graph looks like. It is very versatile. I love Grafana. It does a lot, and that is how I'm using it in this use case.
And all that to say, I think we're at a great point to end this video off. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you got something valuable out of this video. We installed the Victron, we installed the Pi, we upgraded the batteries. I think it was a pretty successful video, if I do say so myself. The monitoring is working. We'll see how it works again with this Pi and the UPS hat. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you all in the next video.